This is What Should Evie Drive, a tiny little show on our channel where we try a bunch of different cars to see which car Evie should drive.
Should I drive a Kia Seltos?
Hell if I know, but first, information explosion. The 2021 Kia Seltos is a brand new subcompact SUV that I like so much I recommended my parents buy one, and they actually did. In fact, my mom is in the back there.
Hi.
Mother Muzio is someone we call Nana because she's the wonderful Nana to our daughter. And if you haven't seen it, my video with my mom where I taught her how to parallel park is heartwarming. I think I made her cry, but in a good way, Oh God, it's blinding.
So bright.
Gosh, this is a really good product integration. Thank you, Flying Eyes Sunglasses, for sponsoring this video. Now I can see, you really can't.
No, I can't see. We're all gonna die.
Do you want to die? No? Well, then get Flying Eye Sunglasses. They're super resilient, made out of Refinement. These thin temples work great when I'm flying in the helicopter or when I'm cowering in fear when my wife is driving a Kia Seltos. For those who don't know, What Should Evie Drives is a shorter version of our reviews focused squarely on things that Evie cares about. With that in mind,
Emotion factor.
dramatic sunglass removal. Go ahead.
Oh my. This car has flair. I love flair. These are the lumpiest speakers I've ever seen, and for some reason, I love it.
I think what they're going for here, if I may, is like a 3D printed vibe. It looks like it's bespoke.
And the exterior also has a lot of movement to it.
Mm-hmm.
The only part I don't like is the fake exhaust.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little too thick.
The reminder when you look at the Kia Seltos is that you can make plastic damn near any shape. Why not make it look cool?
Lots of flair.
Lots of flair. You're turning left now. What is the emotion for you as you drive the Kia Seltos?
I love driving a little car.
Mm-hmm.
The brakes were really confidence inspiring. It really liked turning in it. I had a great time driving around today. Coming from some of the cushier vehicles we drive, you can feel the road. You can tell you're driving a car.
I think some of that is also noise related. It's not as quiet as some of the other vehicles we drive. So it's not the ultimate in refinement, but again, subcompact SUV, starting price under $22,000.
Yeah, perfectly acceptable to me.
Power, why don't you floor it?
So if I just do a needless full throttle acceleration, it doesn't feel so zippy, but when I was driving around, I had no problems getting myself out of trouble.
There is an optional engine. You can move to the more powerful 1.6 liter turbo engine, but I think you and I have come to a place where you never cared about power and I stopped.
Whoa.
And even though there's not a ton of power in this one, it's like, it's fine. So overall, there's a pretty strong emotion factor dynamically and stylistically.
Yes, a very positive emotional factor.
Moving on.
Family friendly?
Does a subcompact SUV, do you have enough room here for your family?
We have enough room for our family. Our girl is small. I'm wondering how the back seat is, Nana.
I love my back seat, and that was part of the reason why I wanted.
Being overtaken by a Mustang GT. It's got the roll hoop, so when it crashes, it'll be fine.
Okay, I'm pissing everyone off. What is the speed limit here?
Okay, so backseat thoughts.
I'm not tall, but I want to be able to stretch out a little bit.
If you want legroom, have a sweetie sitting in front of you because she uses very little of it.
But there's enough space between us that I don't feel like I'm crowded.
And also, there's a recline function for the seat. So if you wanted to lean back one position, you could pull the latch over your left shoulder for even more comfortable nanaing. Did you take a look at the cargo space?
I did. It seemed generous for the size of the vehicle.
26.6 cubic feet, and it's got that dual height cargo situation. So you can have it level for easy slide in, or you can drop it down so nothing rolls out. What about getting our daughter in and out? Easy peasy?
She seemed to climb right in.
In this vehicle, it's almost the perfect height. It's easy for the kiddo to get into, and it's easy for Nana and Papa to slide right on in as they enter their autumn years.
dear.
I think that this is the perfect car for somebody who is, this is my last car.
We're taking a grim turn on what should Evie drive. That sounds like Evie should drive a hearse. That's what I'm hearing.
Hopefully we don't all buy it during this video.
And then, of course, from a family perspective, one big concern is safety. Overall, NHTSA rating is 4 stars, but you'll be happy to know that the 4-star only comes from rollover, which you will never have to experience because you don't drive fast enough, and front passenger safety. There's a 4-star here, which lowers it a little bit, and I, as we all know, am quite expendable.
Wait, that's where I normally sit.
Not during What Should Evie Drive. So what do you think overall?
Family friendly.
Family friendly, but is it
Mountain friendly?
this going back and forth between the tiles thing is weird.
It's so weird.
All-wheel drive is standard. If you get the absolute cheapest one under $22,000, you get all-wheel drive. That certainly bodes well for its mountain friendliness. What do you think?
That's the one factor that's putting it in the maybe instead of the yes category, because I might want to take this off-road and I don't feel confident about that.
If you put winter tires on this thing, you could have a vehicle that will handle mountain living and snowy conditions just fine. But perhaps our needs for mountain friendliness are a little bit more demanding.
Maybe.
Maybe. So what do we think? Mountain friendly?
Mountain friendly.
I love the mountains. Oh, and now we get to move on to my favorite segment.
Sweetie Potpourri.
Did you have a chance to use the infotainment system, standard 8-inch screen?
I did, and I really like how this one is laid out. Physical buttons, deeper menus, everything seemed really obvious. There's a volume knob. I can reach everything easy enough. I really like the way this car is laid out, and I love having a seat heater that you can just push a button.
This is the EX, and the EX adds a bunch of stuff that I would consider essentials in a modern car. Things like lane keeping assist, forward collision warning. This has blind spot warning, which is really important.
I have never had them, and so it's been interesting for me driving around today. I can see how they are wonderful and also intrusive at times.
Stop beeping at me, car. You don't know me,
Seriously.
Seltos. You don't know my family.
One thing I did really like, and I don't want to admit to you, the internet, is that the feature where it beeps at you if the car ahead pulls away and you're
So
not
cool.
paying attention. I'd like you to know I was staring aimlessly into space and not at my cell phone.
Good. To all that
Needless
said.
full throttle
Oh,
acceleration.
no! Now I know what it's like to be you. Oh, God, this is terrifying.
Awful.
Back on task. One of the things I like about the EX is the fact that it adds smart key access, which I have decreed I will never buy any other vehicle moving forward that does not have it.
I used it once. I was carrying lattes to the car and I'm like, oh, this is what Micah's been going on about. It's wonderful.
Finally understand it, yeah. And now your existing CR-V is hot garbage.
Yes.
As mentioned at the beginning of the video, my mother drives this. This is her actual car. I'm gonna give you a 1-minute time span to tell us how your experience owning the car has been. Ready, set, go.
I thought that I wasn't going to like it after having my Mini Cooper, but I love it. I find that there are some curious things that seem to really be my deal. The fact that I can adjust my
Seatbelt anchor?
Seatbelt.
Yeah.
I really like that too.
and it's probably just
30
my
seconds.
age. Sometimes when I reach to hit the engine button, I find I've turned on the radio.
Oh, that's a little awkward.
There's also wonderful things like you can remotely turn the car on, which if you live
15
in
seconds.
a very hot climate, you want that air conditioning running.
Oh, that's a good note. That's nice. You have 10 seconds. Any last thoughts?
And the little well in the back for your groceries is awesome because my wine bottles don't break.
What a classic Nana note to end on. Absolute last detail I'll quick throw in is that in looking at the NHTSA information, there are a few complaints about powertrain. People having issues with like weird transmission behavior, and I could not ascertain whether they were talking about the dual clutch transmission with the turbo engine or the continuously variable transmission that is in this car. Either way, when the transmission explodes later, Mom, I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
Well, I think we've hit on the essentials. The big question though, should Evie drive it? Yes, no, maybe so.
The only thing making me hesitate is whether or not we should have a vehicle that can also go off-road. It checks almost all the boxes.
What do you guys think? Should Evie be driving a Kia Seltos? If you think she should or you think she shouldn't, tell us in the comments section. Hey, if you guys would like to see what I'm driving or flying between YouTube videos, give me a follow over on Instagram. If you're curious what our family is up to, give Evie a follow. If you want to see what Nana's got going on, give Nana a follow.
Some of your followers are following me and I don't know who they are.
Well, I think we did it. All that remains is the awkward goodbye.